Alright, World of Horror. It now has an official release date of October 19th. Significantly later than previously promised, months later than promised. But I'm fine, because it'll be here for the Halloween season. And that'll be good for marketing, for me and everybody else. But it does leave me devoid of content to show off for a bit of a while. Modders to the rescue, I do have some custom mysteries to play through. And of course, stuff that I never got to show off in the main game because there's always stuff in the main game that I've never showed off. It is a roguelike after all. Trying to spell a beloved character's name. There it is. Because of Easter eggs. I believe there used to be multiple of the seeds that you could input that would result in Easter eggs. At the moment, Kiryu is the only one I'm aware of. And for all I know, it might get cut for the finished game because of the licensing issues. But I also had to choose this specific backstory, meaning you would never find this on your own. Even if you felt like putting in Kiryu for your seed as a joke, you probably wouldn't choose that specific backstory. And thus nothing would happen. Pretty good setup here. Now I only have 3 custom mysteries to play through. So, pretty much gonna jump right into a standard mystery. Looking good. Haru pulls off the Kiryu look like a pro. So we can't put down those 6 though. That seems to be in theme for the stuff we're trying to show off. And of course, 2 of the custom mysteries ended up stacked up, so good thing this is so easy to set up because I need to reset it. Unfortunately, this is unavoidable, even if I only had 3 mysteries installed. They could still end up with 2 on a single mystery area. And thus being overlapped, and I couldn't be doing them both in a single run. We are almost back in action. The cold chop is going to be useless because our character has notoriously low knowledge. Cold chop sells mostly knowledge weapons. There's other miscellaneous stuff that would be handy in there, but not handy enough. Did we get luckier this time? Okay, 1, 2, and 3. No overlaps. Good to go. And the specific mystery I want to see among the normal ones is Violent Vigil. There we go. I prefer not to do school scissors, but you can't get everything you want. Not even close. You can't even get the game to release when it was promised. Our year is actually pretty appropriate for the one Yakuza game that I played. I played Yakuza 0. So as far as I know, Kiryu is an 80s guy. Always has been, always will be. Perception failure. Okay, Akane. Of all the random family members you can meet here, she's the one with the least disgusting mutation afterwards. So who else do we get? Ah, you. He turns into a pretty good monster, but really you want H.P. Lovecraft and his wife to become one. How about clap bow? We're just gonna blow through this. Every time I do this, I get the Rumu Ghost. It's apparently scripted. That you had to fight one of the hardest enemies in the game at that exact point. Or you can just run away, take some doom. Apparently they want me to light up the fireplace. Don't mind if I do. Couldn't find any stamina though, or any firewood, costing me stamina. I guess that means I like cut off a finger and burn that instead of firewood. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But yeah, I've had to do this 3 or 4 times at this point because of computer difficulties. And hell for... It's entirely possible this will crash again. Better not tempt fate. And just run through it. 2% doom. Hell yeah, Haspin's here. Haspin's a good luck charm. Certainly. So we are definitely gonna get through it this time. Playing one of your mysteries, so... Hope it works. My computer, that is. The mystery, we know works. I'm an hour early to feed this plant. 2 hours early. Oh no. The man of the hour is MIA. Oh well. Back to business. I'll take a mask. Pretty solid mask. Thankfully the mouth is gaping, so we can still smoke. Speaking of which, I should probably smoke. We do have the Just a Dream status that you automatically get when you're going up against Cthulhu, which reduces Doom even further at the end of each mystery. So free minus 5% Doom reduction every time we complete one of these suckers. Still too early to feed the plant. No prizes. There we go. Wonder what, if anything, cut down the plant would do. Not gonna find out. I'm being obedient. I have to honor my dead uncle's memory as he runs wild all through the halls of his own mansion because he's clearly not dead. I prefer not to go there, but I failed my charisma check, so I'm going there. Which means I'm going to get frostbite. Every one of these options automatically gives you frostbite. And fractured ribs. This is atrocious luck. But these are both minor injuries, and I took the nurse. So they will both get cleaned out. And yeah, I'm aware my stream title is still Spider the Video Game. I don't even care enough to fix it right now. Okay, time to see that even with our reduced strength, we should be able to put up a fight. I have the utmost confidence in Haru here. Two turns. I can gladly take that one hit. Now, against a real enemy, how will we fare? Because if I do everything right, we are actually going to see the boss. We didn't get any mutated partygoers, tragically. I guess we gotta get mutated Uncle. The horrible old man. I could still kill the guests. No. That's not the Kazuma Kiryu I know. who I barely know because I played 1 hour of one Yakuza game. One Doom, so I can't brace to reduce it. He is a man. I never realized horrible old man counts as human. Humans take bonus damage from the meat cleaver. Could speed this up. In fact, it seems to have done so. Easy boss. Who I almost never fight, so. Can't get away with saying easy every time. Stamina's maxed out because of my mask. Reason's maxed out because of my bath. All's well, and I'm about to get my injuries cured. Oh. Got Hateful, Hobo, Bloody Bathhouse, and Nightmarish Nightclub we're going to start with. From the 1 hour of Yakuza 0 I played, I know Kiryu loves to belt out a song. Got a real musical streak inside of him, and the games themselves have fantastic soundtracks, so that could be appropriate. Nasty narrative of a nightmarish nightclub. The latest hotspot in Shibuya is a new dance club themed after a rather popular manga. The club features pounding electronic music, neon lights, strobes, a far cry from what the populace of Shibuya usually wants or needs. Not the sort of place I would want to be. Strobe lights, that's a nightmare. However, despite that, it's been rather successful. A club based off a manga. I don't even get if that's a reference or something. There's always a line around the square to get in. Any idol worth her weight in gold is trying to get in. Yakuza are always present, showing off their might, I'll say. Even an American tourist or two is drawn to the limelight. Everything seems on the up and up. Except for the fact you received a phone call from your friend Rina, panicked and not making any sense. Something about almost being abducted and the club harboring a sinister intention. Then the line went dead. Okay, cultists, let's dance. Cairo played the entirety of Yakuza 0 to 100% completion after I streamed it one time. That's dedication, I'll say. Let's make a friend. Now, every time I've come here, my friend has been Ryoko. I guess that might be scripted as well. I'm happy to have Ryoko as a friend. And now that I have all my minor injuries treated, I should be dealing like 10 damage per turn. Per swing, even. That's pretty vulgar. Nice of the school nurse to learn how to treat fractured ribs and frostbite. Too bad I never used the nurse. Came in real handy this time. But the history club is usually better. Only way you're going to find out anything is to just head down to that club. It's within walking distance, so you grab your supplies and head out. My mystery supplies. Like cigarettes and a mask. And a cleaver. Classic Yakuza implements. Speaking of which, I should probably get some backup cigs. Try my luck with the dog or go straight from the vending machine with guaranteed cigarettes. And you probably noticed by now the custom music, which is really good and elevates the hell out of this particular mystery. It's a fairly nice night for a walk here in Shibuya. That's always a positive. Doesn't reduce our doom or anything. Oh, this also doesn't reduce our doom. Quite the opposite, in fact. as reality crumbles on this otherwise wonderful night. Isn't that just the way it goes? The line between your dreams and reality has blurred beyond recognition, and you can't tell what's real anymore. As you struggle to hold onto your sanity, a sense of panic takes hold. The world around you starts to warp and distort, and you can feel yourself slipping further and further away from reality. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Or, ya ya katurufu fatagan. Let the dimensional voyeur devour you or fight it. Kiryu is quite the fighter. I'm gonna let it devour me. Try to fight it, to deny the hunger that can never be sated, but deep down you know it's no use. You slowly close your eyes for more experience. And then, lost in time and space, we head out here. Either one of these will trade 3 of a stat for 3 of another. There. -3 stamina. The stat I had less to spare. And I could have recovered some reason if I'd spent that one. Oh well. Now that was a base game event that I just hadn't seen before. I don't fight this god very often. And in fact, all the events we're going to see are base game except for mystery-specific events, because I've uninstalled all the custom events. I find myself outside the club. There's a fairly long line to get in, and I don't have time for it. You head to the front of the line to see if you can skip it. I don't think anyone's going to stand in Kiryu with a demon mask's way. Now, obviously, that last event was deity-specific. I think you can do custom deity-specific events at this point. Not 100% sure, but I think that was a new feature added in a recent update. So, in order to get into the club, you're going to have to be vetted by the bouncer. Seems he's more interested in turning away customers than letting people in. Only certain clientele are getting through, and you don't know what the criteria is for entry. You absolutely have to get into the club. The only question is how. Charm, sneak, or kick his ass. We actually have really good charisma, so we could probably pull that off, but I fail to knock him out, despite that being the cleanest haymaker I've ever thrown in my life. Sending the bouncer flying backwards into the club. Start to walk in feeling cocky until the bouncer stands up. Doesn't look too happy or human. Honestly, this is kind of a badass and preferable result. And we get to hear the awesome fight variant of the music. There are like 4 different variations on this new theme song. He's not human, tragically, so he will not take bonus damage here. And he's hard to hit. Very, very hard to hit. Yeah, I don't want to go for a 65% chance, even though it does put me slightly over my 200 limit, which is something that wasn't allowed to happen for the longest time. Okay, I just noticed he does 3 stamina per hit, so I'm definitely bracing. And I guess... yeah, 75% chance to hit. Give it a shot. And I whiffed. Mutant Bouncer punches me right in the face. It did not properly load because I was over the limit. The action limit. I'm still gonna brace, but now I'm gonna do guaranteed hits. I also didn't get a brick when I went to the vending machine, which is unlucky. That would have sped things up. I could have just guaranteed 2 hits there, gotten through unscathed. At least that guy was worth a hell of a lot of experience. Irizumi, not really gonna help me. Sure, Dex. fact, I'll take 2 dexterity. Get myself to the 8th threshold for a possible future check. Well, you're in. Now what? We killed the bouncer, so I guess we're just allowed to now freely roam the club. We did it inside the club, too, and no one really cares. Who's gonna care? Bouncer's dead. The club is only going to be open and active for a few more hours. We'd better get to your investigation before time runs out. Brings us to custom event. Here we need to search the nightclub. It's already 11 p.m. Bar closes at 2, you would think. Takes an hour per investigation. We should be able to hit all 3, no problem. Well, let's try our luck. On the dance floor, why not? Luck check success. Got it in 1. Heading over to the dance floor, the first thing that catches your eye is the DJ. He's wearing a mask, just like the bouncer was. Unlike the bouncer, he's far too absorbed in mixing his records together to even notice someone coming up onto his stage. Which is a good thing, because he also doesn't notice you finding his record cases are labeled with the address of a warehouse in the seaside area. It's a small lead, but at least it's something. Yep, guy gets his records. Somewhere in the seaside area. Somewhere suspicious. With all this information, you have a pretty good idea of where to head next. However, you're going to have to run through the woods to get to the warehouse district. So run we shall. And have some bad dreams along the way. Staying up is becoming harder and harder for you, but the horrible nightmares you've been having lately are worrying you. What if you couldn't wake up from one? Let's give in. Have some rest. That cost us some reason. Nightmares are getting more realistic each time you close your eyes, but your body feels rested, and you're ready for action. Good thing, because I bet there's some action incoming. Empty out that pack of smokes before I run out. It is a fairly nice night for a run. At least there's that. So we keep running. Heal ourselves. Charisma check success. Free flashlight. Oh, it takes the place of my demon mask, though. Can't have that. I'll just hold on to it. Okay. Managed to make your way through the woods. Now to race to the warehouse district and find their headquarters. And then ice freezes us. But I don't care. I have enough strength that I can pass it with a 0-point error of margin. And there we go, 5 more experience. And having survived that, we're in the warehouse district, where you're sure the missing patrons were taken to. And just in time to see another truck from the nightclub pull in. There's a fairly large beech tree nearby you can use to get over the fence and take a closer look. So here in the Brainwoo Shipping Co. I feel like this is a reference or something specific. But oh well, I don't get it. On the other side of the fence, you get a good look at this place. It isn't necessarily out of the ordinary. Quite boring, actually. Until a truck pulls in, when you saw outside of the nightclub earlier. And it begins to back into one of the docks. One of the dock doors, you see it raise up. And it's hard to read. The driver gets out and walks away to have a smoke, while the workers begin to unload the truck. If you're going to do something, now is the time. So, seems like get everyone's attention would be the Kazuma Kiryu way, and then you get in a big brawl, and you'd smash their faces against the walls, and pour salt in their eyes. I played Yakuza 0. I know how this goes. However, instead of that, if you take this option, you go over to this forklift, and you blow it the fuck up. You cause it to explode, and that shuts down their operation, which is technically a bad ending. So I'm going to try and sneak in. And if I fail this check, I assume I will also get a bad ending. Let's see. Sneak inside, careful to not get seen by any of the workers, all of whom are wearing masks, like the bouncer did. Oh, there was no check at all. We're just in there. Sneaking through the warehouse, you discover cages of captured patrons. It's a horrifying sight. Continuing past that, you find an unoccupied office. Inside, not only do you find paperwork connecting the warehouse to the nightclub, but also insane cultist scripture outlining their entire plan. Apparently they need 1,000 hedonistic souls to feed a creature of darkness. What the hell does that mean? Why are we even investigating if we're not aware of the concept of creatures of darkness? You grab a handful of the most important documents. They're going to know someone was in here, but it might be enough to get the police involved. Too bad I didn't have a camera. We should have sent Koji. With all the evidence gathered, the authorities will surely be interested. Luckily, there just happens to be a police station within walking distance, and a bus stop too, so we don't have to run through the woods all night. Thanks to your evidence, the police at the station immediately spring into action. They wait until another truck from the warehouse arrives and set up a sting operation. It's an absolute success. The warehouse is fully busted, and without the ability to destroy the evidence you stole, nor time to destroy any that was left, the entire operation is in jeopardy. Within hours, a raid is had upon the nightclub as well. Take them both out. Sadly, they seem to have gotten wind of things. While some principal people are arrested, it appears the nightclub owners were able to talk their way out of it all, thanks to some good lawyers. The club is shut down, but you know the cult will survive. Around the city, you hear rumors of a new nightclub in Yamato that's all the rage. I don't know, if they didn't base it off a manga, no one's gonna want to set foot there. On the bright side, it's a nice morning to rest. We went clubbing all night long. In the sense that we spent like 5 minutes inside the club. Contaminated water, love to see that so early. But honestly, it should be fine. And it gives me a bottle to throw at somebody. I'll still take a dip in the gross sludge. And get back to work. So at some point we're gonna have to do school scissors. Let's get that knocked out. Yeah. I'm beefy enough to fight my way through it very easily. First, free baseball bat. Which I can also hurl at the enemy, which gets in my way. We'll do the easy version. Triangle with some circles on either side of it. Should be easy enough to remember. And explore the school. I am not fighting that ghost. Nice try. Smoking cigarettes all throughout the school. Fighting a time warper. Time warper deletes your actions if you take too many. So let's take very few. I guess it's weak to slashing because it took extra damage there despite not being human. Need to not take so many -1 alls. Or minuses to HP in general because I have contaminated water. And speaking of contaminated water, this water has a gross dead guy. I assume he's dead. He's all bloated. Got blood coming out of his nose and no eyes. It could just be one of the faculty teachers. How best to kill him? I think I got a brace, tragically. And waste most of the turn. And then next turn I can guarantee his death. Okay, he took extra damage, so I could have killed him in one turn. Whoops. So hard to remember which enemies take bonus damage from what. Like what their weaknesses are. We wanted inverted triangle lined with circles. However, there are better inverted triangle. Oh, there's that. Our friend just has terrible handwriting. Can't draw symbols very well. You again. So, and worship the god. Let's fight it. -2 stamina. World around you warps and twists in a dizzying display of madness, pushing you to the brink of insanity. Try to hold on, but it's too much. You collapse to a heap on the ground. Suddenly, you're jolted back to reality by a police officer staring down at you with confusion and suspicion. What was a cop doing patrolling the abandoned school anyway? Being suspicious of a Yakuza guy who broke in after hours is what? But not removing us. Yakuza card. Charisma up. Definitely charisma up. And a strength boost. Scissor Lady's here. I'm resistant thanks to my mask. Probably not going to be able to one-turn her, though. Not even while whipping stuff at her. Actually, that's a one-turn. I had just enough stuff to whip. And the Eldritch Horror is taken out by a baseball bat and a bottle. If only all those kids she killed knew how easy it was to escape. Yeah, since we can't take a bath, there's like nothing to do in the apartment. So, we'll hop into Beastly Brochure of a Bloody Bathhouse. This is one that, if you own the game, this is in your game files because the developer made it. It's a little tutorial, really, on how to make certain events and like custom injuries and stuff for the course of your custom mysteries. But it also tells a little story. So, Etsuko, a friend of your friend, who has been working night shifts at the local bathhouse, has reported bizarre noises and unsettling odors. To you, can only hope that these rumors will prove to be nothing more than idle gossip, but you can't shake the feeling that something sinister and otherworldly may be lurking just beyond the threshold of the building. Plenty of time until my shift, Etsuko says, cracking open a can of soda. Why don't we spend some time together, and I'll fill you in on everything. You smile, but there's something wrong, with a sly glint in Etsuko's eye. Etsuko has joined our party, but not as an ally. Allies are over here. Etsuko is a status right now. The bathhouse worker, friend of a friend, working night shifts at the local onsen. +2 combat damage, so we're going to annihilate anything in our way. +2% doom when investigating. Our doom is actually fantastic, so that's not anything to be worried about. But it could be. Theoretically. Still don't have any entries. Yep, no entries. We're good. We investigate the downtown. Nerd's back. Ask the waiter. I guess that's a charisma threshold or something? I don't know what specifically enables this option, but we do so. He says he's a tabletop role-playing guy. And we say thank you. And gain experience. Ever since they demolished an old house behind the bathhouse, strange noises have been emanating from the walls and drains. Etsuko mutters with a hand on the doorknob. This time of night, the bathhouse will be deserted. I have a few errands to run, but feel free to investigate on your own. Etsuko something trails off as they disappear into the darkness, just like the words themselves disappearing into the leaves here. Again, this was made by the developer. If anyone knew better, it was them. I should buy some cigarettes, but at this point I can't afford it, even if I try. Vending machine is too expensive, and the dog went home. But we do have this new unique area. Looks like a cup of coffee, but it is the bathhouse. This bathhouse was coded in JavaScript. Corridors here are dimly lit by flickering fluorescent lights that cast strange shadows on the walls. Despite the bathhouse's emptiness, there's a feeling that you are not alone in this place. A loud splash behind you makes you jump, and you're surprised to see Etsuko has jumped in one of the baths. Come on, we've got the whole night, and the water is amazing. Well, I haven't played enough Yakuza to know what Kiryu would do. So in the bath we go. Reluctantly, you drop your clothes on a nearby chair and join Etsuko. The water is really amazing, that's true. Relax for a bit, chatting about the place's history and letting your sore muscles rest a bit. Plus Doom, I had plenty of Doom to spend, and I need all the stamina regen I can get. Bathhouse has seen better days, that's for sure. As you wander through the dimly lit corridors, a strange, sickly sweet odor permeates the air, emanating from the shower area. That's always a bad sign. Sickly sweet is what they describe the smell of decaying corpses to be like. So, back in the cup of coffee. Let's see what we have here. Etsuko continues to scrub down the floor. You can hear the eerie echoes of your footsteps reverberating through the vast empty space. You should continue your investigations here. Go to the shower area, where we know there's probably a corpse. Or the toilets, where there's definitely going to be more nasty smells. Let's see. Perception success. Miraculously, you managed to avoid stepping into a rancid-smelling puddle at the last moment. It seems to be slowly leaking out of the vent. So I know if you go to the showers, they turn on suddenly, and you gain a new status. Not an injury, though. It's a new, like, custom status specifically for this mystery. And it clears up at the end of the mystery. So I probably should have showed that off. Oh well. I'd never seen what happens if you pass that other event, so now we know. You don't slip in a nasty puddle. You step cautiously through the empty rooms of the bathhouse, each step sending a shiver down your spine. A lot of sibilance in that sentence. Searched every room, but there's still one left. The door to the back left room beckons you, but something about it makes your skin crawl. I hate when my skin crawls. It was spooky, but you're disappointed by the time wasted. Time to go home and prepare for tomorrow. Nothing happened. Shift's over. We're just gonna head home. Wait, what's that? You start pulling the black hair out of the drain before realizing your mistake. I thought we were just headed home. We changed our mind at the last second. And it was a bad idea. As you pull the strand of black hair out of the drain, something suddenly feels off. A creeping sense of unease overtakes you as you notice the hair moving on its own. The darkness seems to deepen as the drain pulsates and widens, and before you know it, a pale body is slowly slithering out of it. Bathhouse Horror. The unsolved murder case from 1976. Which was only 8 years ago. He's just been in the bathhouse drains for 8 years. We just took a bath in that bath. We had an uninvited guest that whole time. We're not allowed to investigate him because he does count as a custom enemy. I sure as hell cannot take -3 all, so I'm going to brace that. And then I guess... You know... 71% chance to hit. Yeah, that's still worth it. Don't really need to guarantee our hits. Maybe save a turn or two here. Putrid-smelling liquid filling your lungs. That's kind of a big deal. But whatever. Kiryu's gonna shake it off. And we're gonna deal 20 damage. It's more than enough to kill the thing. The Bathhouse horror falls to the ground. Carefully, Etsuko pokes it with a broomstick before taking a step back. We should call the cops, I think. Before the police arrive, you see the body slowly dissolving, leaving just the bones behind. Sensing a lengthy interrogation, Etsuko sends you on your way, and you manage to flee. So, when the bathhouse opens the next day, there's just a pile of bones on the floor. Which is probably looking awfully suspicious. For us. Oh well. Wonder how many more buildings in Shiokawa hide a dark secret ready to be unleashed. Probably a lot. Now, we got ending A. I don't know if there's an alternate ending. But as of a recent update, they resolved a glitch that made it impossible to get anything but ending A in a custom mystery. And we did see that when we did the Nightclub. We got ending B. Because it is now possible to get non-A endings. They're both kind of terrible, and I do have Doom to spend. I'm looking for Core Strength, which is one of the best perks in the game. I'm not getting it. But it's fine. Wind's a plague. Can't go to doctors anymore. Didn't want to anyway. Bathhouse, we have confirmation, does have an ending B. I can't really even fathom how to get it, because... I don't know, maybe if you, like, failed the event in the toilet, that's the only thing I did that I haven't tried in previous attempts. Curious. Very curious indeed. Oh well, I'm scared off baths for the time being. Not that they would do me any good anyway. And that confirmation came courtesy of Haspin, who wrote our next mystery for us. Horrendous hunger of a hateful hobo. Another body was found in the old metro tunnel. Another half-eaten body, chewed straight through. The tunnel in question was abandoned after the latest seawater flooding. The company maintaining the metro network relocated the line above ground years ago. And just to add to Haspin's prowess as a writer, they provided the pun, you could even say it was curious, over in chat. Couldn't let that one go unnoticed and ungroaned over. Since then, it has been an infrequent home to a few homeless people, including one man now in center of this story. The police suspect that the homeless man has lost his mind, become a cannibal, and started killing and eating random passerbys. But there's no proof supporting his theory yet. Police are just coming up with random, nonsensical gibberish to malign the homeless, as police are wont to do. Could one homeless man truly be a cannibalistic cannibal mastermind? Or is the real story behind the recent murders something much more sinister? More sinister than a cannibal criminal? I'm gonna say probably not, because that's about as sinister as a thing can be. But I can't rule it out. Okay, I need money. At all costs. I will take gills if it means I can get cigarettes. In fact, Gills would probably be helpful if you're going to be smoking so much. In fact, at this point, I could probably smoke like 5 cigarettes at the same time. One in each gill. Police have found another partially eaten body near the abandoned metro tunnel. A crowd of the onlookers has already gathered at the crime scene. So we too shall gather. And hear some hushed rumors. You cannot make your way to the front of the crowd, and have to satisfy yourself with the glimpses of policemen. Quite a few people around you are exchanging information about the gruesome murder, though. Perhaps someone knows something interesting. Reception success. Onlookers are eagerly gossiping about the latest victim. You learn a lot of obscure details about the deceased girl, but nothing solid about the murderer. Ah well, we'll have to keep at it. Is there anything else I needed money for? Briefly had the sense that I would need some more money, but I guess not. Smoke a cigarette and start coughing uncontrollably. You fear you can get used to it. Didn't want that to go unnoticed, because I'd never seen that before. It's the same story as before. Someone was passing by the tunnel and found a corpse near the entrance, riddled with bite marks all over it. You wonder if someone perhaps knows more about the homeless man himself. He's got to at least have a name or something, right? I'd consider that probable. Let's find out. We have no spells, so this doesn't matter. So, I'm gonna take a detour from the mystery and just investigate downtown for a while. My path is blocked by a corpse covered in poison ivy. What do I care? I care in the sense that I need to brace or take 3 damage per turn. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. So I am itching for a fight here in downtown, but not this fight. Because we all probably forgot about the seed I put in at the very beginning. Wasn't just to get this costume. That costume is available no matter the seed. Dex success. Probably gonna get some level ups while I'm doing this. Rank success. It's super weird. But, our backstory, the upside is we get reduced doom after each mystery. The downside is that we get attacked by the cult ever so often. In almost every area in the town, you can get attacked by this cult when you have Haunted by the Cult as your backstory. But it hasn't happened. This is not the fight I wanted. This is a tapeworm salaryman. Okay, I max out at much more HP than he has. And I do bonus damage, just to top it all off. Finally failed to check. We're running low on 6. This is an unfortunate character to do this thing that I'm doing. Curse the Doll. One of the better items in the game, and I never ever use it. But if you're a character with particularly terrible damage output, this is a good way to make up for it. Do again. I'll spend the Doom. Oh, right, that's not a Doom boss at all. Whatever. My stats are still doing perfectly fine. Cigarette case is a good call. I'm gonna do that. I forgot, because I never plays this character. That he would have a unique item that I had never really seen before. So, prep item. Cigarette case. 50% chance of regaining one cigarette after investigating a location. That probably would have saved me numerous bucks at this point. Let's confront the stranger. Prisma failure. I'm gonna investigate the mansion instead for a while. Where there's a mask festival. All of these cost something, and I forget which one is which. Funds. I can afford to lose funds. Okay, I'm having terrible luck on the events that I'm getting, which is classic. Library book, that's pretty cool. I might end up having to do a second run on like endless mode. Get the thing that I'm looking for here. Because I still haven't found what I'm looking for. At this point, none of these things matter. Up, I'm out of cigarettes. Just in time for an enemy to appear. It's a human, though, so I should be able to handle it. Not as quickly as I would like, though. +1 knowledge, sure. Okay, to get cigarettes, I need to go to the witch multiple times. Dex is down. Oh, I did get a break at some point. First doll I'm not going to use. Flashlight I certainly will, but whatever. Damn it, I pressed the wrong button. Use. Take the brick. Back to the mansion. Going through the mansion over and over again. So this is a unique event for Haru. Stop dead in your tracks by the feeling of cold metal against your back. Look over your shoulder. Recognize me? Yakuza's face sneers. I try to grab his weapon, and indeed I do. Grab for the man's weapon, the two of you slam to the ground as you wrestle for it, until you finally manage to tear it from his fingers. Find yourself with a pistol in your hand and the thug nowhere to be seen. So this is the semi-auto. A unique weapon that is only acquirable by Haru because it's based on a unique character event. We'll take a look at it. I'm even gonna, like, discard my increased knowledge, because what do I need knowledge for? A gun based on strength, so a good gun for us. Smuggled into Japan. Why'd you do it? Didn't come with any bullets, though, so it is not doing us many favors. Okay, another character-specific event, and this is one I did want to see. So here's some more unique stuff that I had never seen before, didn't even really know about, because I never play as Haru, to reiterate. On the other side of a dark hallway, you realize this isn't the same mansion you were in. It's a familiar one, with your car outside, blood dripping down the walls, and something hurtling toward you. This has got to be some kind of sick joke to put you back here. We can run away, or we can confront it. You won't be weak anymore. You're not running away again. You're not going to let yourself run away again. Not anymore. Not again. Never, never again. For the sake of everyone you left to die, you're going to stand and fight like you always should have. The nauseating smell of a disemboweled corpse hits your nose, a familiar smell at this point. The thing that slaughtered your friends is here. The White Death. A unique enemy that only Haru can ever fight. Let's throw shit at it. I'll throw a gun at it, why not? Didn't have any bullets anyway. 105% chance to hit, so that's good stuff. Oh, that's beautiful. I think that is exactly enough hits. Kill it in one turn so I don't have to brace. That vampire is dead and gives me 50 experience. Kind of a unique boss fight in and of itself, but I'm still looking for the other boss fight that I want to see. And this ain't it. That should kill her. Yeah. And give me some lucky earrings. Looking good. I want to get back to the mystery so bad. But they won't give me my event. Okay. I can't go to the monument. So I guess I just gotta get back on track with this mystery. I'm gonna have to come back and do the cure you thing again. Ah, well. Atrocious luck. You learn that the man's been living in the tunnel pretty much since its closure, and has sometimes been seen bothering teenagers while drunk, but nobody knows his name. Another story you hear is that high schoolers believe a giant worm living in the school sewage pipes is behind the murders. Both highly probable rumors. Toilet stories. The students at the school are sure to be a fountain of rumors and stories, including the one about the pipe worm. It might take time to find the source, though. Charisma check success. The toilet worm? Yeah, I heard that it swims through the sewer pipes in the afternoon, after the school closes, and then in the morning, right before classes begin. 1 trip a day towards the city, 1 trip a day towards the sea. Nice, handy rhyme to remember it. Thank you, student. An old metro tunnel and the local school. Could they truly be connected? Does something truly monstrous travel from here to there through the sewer pipes? But that doesn't explain why the homeless man is present around the crime scene every time. It's a waste of time. I just want stamina. I don't have the stamina to spend. I'm going to rob the doctor's office. Because that is the least doom-intensive way to get some HP back. Right, bingo! From the janitor, you hear that the school is connected to the same sewer network that runs adjacent to the old metro tunnel, and that the sewers are connected with the sea. Thank you, janitor. Possibly the mad janitor, because we didn't kill him in this investigation. So maybe he's making mermaids in the back room, helping us fight worms every so often. I feel like a reason. My most expendable resource right now. Guided by the words of an old man living nearby, you easily and quickly reach the entrance to the sewers, located far from Shiokau's beaches. Thankfully, you really don't want your sewers to let out on the beach. The gate is easily opened, but then you realize how dark it is inside. Oh, and now I can go to the monument. Maybe I can't. Rancid darkness. You wonder if it is a good idea after all. With how dark it is inside, one bad step can send you plummeting into the sewage below. Or something even worse. We use our flashlight to minimize the chance. Taking a sewage bath. I think the other choice just does a random, like, dex check. Which, if you fail it, you, I guess something bad happens. Probably something real bad. Still not getting core strength. This is kind of brutal. So none of these help me in the slightest. Oh well. My dex got tanked by flashbacks that I cannot afford to get rid of. You push the manhole covering and climb out of the sewers. You have emerged just across the street from the entrance to the old metro tunnel. Wait, you could swear something is watching you from within the tunnel. Could it be the homeless man? Let's find out. I got branded for extra doom. Well, the worm rumor is true. Squint, trying to adjust your eyesight to the dimly lit metro tunnel as you step inside. You're stopping your tracks when you spot the homeless man with a large worm attached to his head. Is it trying to suck his brains out? Not if I have anything to say about it. Grab onto the disgusting worm and start pulling. Screams of the man and screeching of the worm work in tandem to drive you crazy. But they are cut short when you manage to pry the strange creature off the man's head and toss it to the ground. -2 reason, +15 experience. You waste no time and stomp the grotesque mind worm in the midsection. Viscous yellow goo bursts out of its mouth, and the whole thing squirms and fidgets. You give it a few more stomps and it comes to a final rest, turning into a meaty, gooey spiral. You turn around when you hear a sudden scream. The homeless man is staring wide-eyed at the eldritch being you've just destroyed, and then, screaming, runs deeper into the tunnel. Your shouting that you won't hurt him have no effect, and that is the last you see of him. Exasperated, tired, and quite smelly, you turn around and leave the tunnel. It is about time you've had a shower. Unfortunately, the water in town is even grosser than the sewer. So, no showers forthcoming. When you return home, an exasperated neighbor tells you that the police have cordoned off the old metro tunnel. Shudder when you hear there was no mention of the corpse of the mind-controlling worm. Did the police choose not to reveal its existence, or will there be more mind worms in the future? And thus more cannibalism. Well, we got ending A, so we solved the mystery as good as we possibly could have. Don't know if there is any other endings to that one. I wouldn't mind a boss fight. You, like, chop up the homeless man and leave that worm hostless. Nothing to do in here. Probably gonna die in the lighthouse, because if I fail even one check, I'm dead. And I lost all my dex, so I am capable of failing multiple checks at this point. We'll rest so I can theoretically survive more than one check. But climbing the tower doesn't matter. You don't matter, Takashi-san. You never have. Take 28 damage. Some opportunist you ended up being. Okay. Want to say Room of Ghosts was definitely first, and then Puppet Matron? Hell yes. Might be getting good at actually remembering that. There goes my failed check. Smoked an extra cigarette from my cigarette case, not that I can get it to combat at this point. It was Violent Vigil into Nightmarish Nightclub. I'm out of cigs. But I got a flashlight. And Cthulhu is defeated. But Kiryu doesn't give a damn about killing Cthulhu. Cthulhu is nothing compared to Kiryu's normal set of enemies. So, We're gonna find him a worthy opponent, no matter how many trips through downtown and the mansion and possibly other areas it takes. Uh-oh. Suddenly, a familiar person climbs out of the manhole. So sudden. It's Mayima! A legally distinct version of Goro Majima. You would not believe that took over like 100 attempts to get this guy to spawn in. He's supposed to spawn in all over the place. I've had runs where he spawned in like 5 times. But he's here. He finally showed up. Now, I intentionally did not bring a weapon because I felt it would be more in keeping with the Yakuza spirit to have to improvise one off the ground. What are you doing here? He's weak to blunt, so maybe it's a good thing I got a branch. I did not smoke my cigarettes. There we go. Remember, Mayima, not Majima. This developer previously had a deity called Uzumaki that you could go against. They were given a cease and desist order by Junji Ito's people. So we're legally distinct here. I see no Majimas. Oh, this stick doesn't count as blunt. That's amazing. But also fine. Just imagine all the brutal animations that Kiryu is currently enacting with this stick on Majima. They can't be shown. They're simply too violent. Here's the big one, the big finisher. Bam. Broke it off in his other eye, I guess. Ooh boy, that took so long. But there we go, that's the final boss of this stream. We did it. A unique enemy who only spawns on a specific seed. We'll see if it doesn't get cease and desisted out of the final game in like 3 months, when it finally is released, October 19th. Remember, that playthrough lasted 5 minutes and 0.10 seconds. Amazing. Oh, it shows, yeah, 18 events that took. That was my 3rd fail loop. So I went through like 3 times in a row. So like 30 events each time. None of which featured Mayima. We did it. Ah, that was worth it. So I don't know if I'm gonna revisit World of Horror before now and with the 1.0 release. They said there might be an additional update to make up for the delay, but absolutely no promises. All that really matters is that we get the 1.0 release finished. And I'm willing to wait. I've waited all these years, I can wait a few more months. The custom mysteries have been revamped. Not all of them, but many of the ones that I've done before have been revised and have new features, because a lot of modding features have been added in recent days. So, we showed off most of the main game stuff that I'm aware of that I was able to show off. We're pretty much done with actual in-game content until the next update. So I will definitely see you then, and I might see you before then with additional World of Horror.